So it is currently, I don't know if you can tell, 11 p.m. I just landed in Holland about 3 hours ago. I've been traveling all day from Barcelona to Holland, and I just landed here a couple hours ago. And I'm about to go to bed because tomorrow I fly back to Canada, which is a 9.5 hour flight, and we leave at about 7 in the morning. But I'm still making this YouTube video because I might share with you one of the most important sales lessons you might ever hear from a random dude in the middle of buttfuck nowhere at 11 p.m. in a cabin in Holland. Okay? That being said, this is going to be good. So, I want to talk sales. But before we talk about sales, there's something you got to know. What is required in order for a sale to take place, or what needs to happen for a sale to even be there in the first place? Well, there's a ton of things. We could probably sit here all day and name things off one by one, and there's so many things, but I'm going to simplify it and boil it down into just three major categories. Number one, the person, the prospect, needs to want and or need something. If they do not want or need something, there will be no sale. Okay, so the prospect needs to want or need something. Then, number two is there needs to be a potential solution for this want or need. Okay, so there needs to be a potential solution. If there's no potential solution, then how could they buy anything? And the third thing is they need to think that that solution is the best possible alternative out of all of the solutions out there. If all those three criteria are met, a sale will take place in your favor. Now here's the thing, is most people just focus on the last two. They just focus on making their product really good and making sure people really trust them so they think it's the best one. Here's the problem with that, is nobody will buy your product if they don't have a reason to. Your product could be the best in the world. If you don't have a reason to, you won't buy it. For example, imagine that you just went to an all-you-can-eat buffet and you ate and ate and ate and ate and ate for hours on end. And then as you walked out, a guy offered you the absolute best possible piece of cake you could ever see. But you are full to the stomach. If you even sniff that cake, you're going to throw up. Are you going to buy the cake? Probably not. What if he said, oh, it's only $1? Would you buy the cake? Probably not. So what are you going to do with it? You don't need it. You don't want it. There's no reason for you to buy it. It could be the best cake. It could be the best price. You could really trust them that's the best. You still wouldn't buy it. Why? You don't need it or want it. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So let's put this into, well, business terms. Okay? This is the analogy. Okay, they call me Mr. Analogy Man for a reason. This is the same concept as making a pill for cancer, making the best pill for cancer, making the cure for cancer, which I hope one of you do, because that'd be amazing. But this is the equivalent of making the cure to cancer and then trying to sell it to people who don't have cancer. It doesn't make sense. It's like you just made the best thing the world has ever seen, and then you go to sell it to people who don't need it, and you're confused why no one's buying it. Because you just invented the best thing, but that's simply because you're selling to the wrong audience, or as a matter of fact, you're selling to people who don't know they need your product yet. And here's where the secret step, the secret lesson comes in. It's called problem awareness. If the person that you are trying to sell to is not problem aware, how can they buy? For example, let's give an analogy. Here we go again. Imagine two people walk into a store. Okay, now for context, let's use a different glass so it's easier to tell. So let's say these two people walk into a doctor's office. They both come in having a headache. This guy goes to one doctor, this guy goes to another doctor. This doctor just says, oh, you have a headache, here, take this pill. This doctor says, oh, you have a headache? Where from? How long? What originated it? What prior things have you had in the past? And you find out, after talking with this doctor for 10 minutes and a few MRI scans, that you have cancer. Now, let me ask you this. If both these two doctors, this guy who just said, oh, you got a headache, and this guy said you have cancer, offered you the pill to cure cancer, which one of these two people do you think would buy? Well, this guy would be like, well, why the fuck do I need the pill to cure cancer? I don't have cancer, I have a headache. I don't want to justify paying $10,000 for that pill. That seems rather expensive. I just have a headache, it'll go away in a couple of days. Whereas this guy's like, fuck, I only have 2 weeks left to live. I need this pill now. This guy will pay. He'll pay 5, 10, 15, 20K. This guy wouldn't even fathom spending $10 on that pill. But they have the same core issue. So you see, it's not necessarily the issue. It is how you can make them aware of the thing that they have and how you can provide your solution to that. And this is what it's called problem awareness. How basically problem aware can you make your clients? Have you ever talked to prospects and they seem to just have no problem, or you find their problem, but then when you still go to pitch them and try and close, they give you all sorts of objections? Well, tell you what, if you had a patient that had cancer and you told them, hey, you have 1 day left to live, do you want this pill? No matter how expensive the pill is, they'd probably take it. For an extra day, that's worth a lot of money. So the problem is simply this: your clients do not think that the problem they have is in excess of the solution you're providing. What I mean by that is they don't think the problem is big enough to solve right now. Because if it was so urgent that they would die tomorrow, they would make the funds work and they would find a way to make it happen. And they would buy that pill. They would buy your service. And so I know I've done a ton of analogies here, but I guess to put it into simple business terms for you all, it's that if you, on the sales call or throughout your entire sales process, I should say, do not make your clients problem aware, it doesn't matter how good your solution is, because it'll never get them to sell. No one will buy just based off a solution. They buy based off a problem they want to fix. And so if you can't make them problem aware, you can't expect the sale to go down. And that is why problem awareness is one of the biggest things. Now, I know there's a huge elephant in the room. You see it? I'm just fucking with you. But there's an elephant in the room, and it's that everyone's asking, Stefan, okay, this is great. How do I do it? Well, I'll tell you what. At 11 p.m. at night, in a random cabin in Holland, when I leave for my flight back to Canada, in I don't know how many hours from now, but not many, I'm not going to tell you everything you need to say, but I will tell you where you can find the resources and also what this kind of looks like. So number one, Jeremy Lee Minor. Search up on YouTube, Jeremy Lee Minor, problem awareness. Jeremy Lee Minor, NEPQ framework. Jeremy Lee Minor, phase 2 of the NEPQ framework. You will get a ton of stuff there. That's the first thing you can do. Second thing you can do is you could simply search up problem awareness. What is problem awareness in sales? How to evoke problem awareness in sales? Problem awareness questions, and start to learn these things. The last thing you could do is I don't fucking know, because it's late and I can't function properly. But you can stay tuned because I'll make a video on it soon if I get some comments on this video saying that you'd want me to make a video on that. But this is one of the best concepts and one of the most misunderstood and almost like kind of hidden topics in sales in general, because people often talk about like the end part of the sale, right? The closing part, right? Like as Alex Mosley says, he likes to think of anything before the pitch as selling, and everything after the pitch as closing. A lot of people focus on the closing part, objection handling, pitching, yada yada yada, and a lot of people focus on the very beginning, which is building rapport. Who really focuses on the middle? The problem awareness, the solution awareness stages, the awareness stages, which is almost crucial for a sale to take place, like we boiled down the 3 points. Okay? Anyways, that being said, I'm going to go the fuck to bed because I'm tired, and this bright light here in front of me is hurting my eyes so badly that I just want to sleep. There's also people in this fucking cabin that I don't want to wake up. So I'm going to go to bed. I'll talk to you guys later. Hope you enjoyed this. I'm trying my best to, like I told you, I'd make a video every single day, regardless of how I felt and regardless of where I am. I'll make a video, which is why I'm making a video here. So enjoy. We'll chat soon. Peace.